Now let's quickly talk about a few key technical considerations for a VR trailer. These are important because presentation speaks to competence. Even though you aren't expected to be a studied filmographer or an expert director, if you don't meet the basic expectations of a trailer, people won't be confident that your game meets basic expectations either. So the first thing is to use a smooth spectator camera for capturing your trailer footage. Even though the world looks normal when you're in the headset, when played back on a flat screen, the motion can look erratic because of how much the player's head moves while playing. Adding a camera smoothing function to the spectator screen is like having a Steadicam filming your trailer instead of doing it handheld. Second, capture at 60 frames per second. Even with camera smoothing, there's still a lot more motion in VR gameplay footage than what you see in a flat screen game, especially with how players move their hands so much up close to the camera. Increasing the frame rate of your capture makes the motion more fluid, so it's easier for viewers to really understand what's happening on the first watch. And of course, you not only need to capture at 60 frames per second, but also make sure that your game is running smoothly above 60 frames per second. VR players are sensitive to unstable frame rates since frame stuttering can be uncomfortable in a headset and kill immersion. So make sure your trailer footage is smooth to reassure players that your game will be smooth too. Third, if your game has dark scenes, absolutely consider brightening the footage either in post or in the game itself. Your game is naturally going to be tuned to have the desired brightness in a specific VR headset, but this rarely translates to the right brightness on a monitor. So make sure your footage looks bright enough to be plenty visible on a flat screen and even on a little phone screen, even if that means temporarily increasing the game's brightness beyond how you would want it to appear in the headset itself. When I capture footage for VR games in this series, I almost always brighten dark scenes during editing to make them easier for all of you to see. And hey, if you appreciate that, what I would really appreciate is a thumbs up on this video. And last but not least, make sure you are capturing your initial footage and doing your final video output in high quality. You're inevitably going to upload your trailer to streaming platforms like YouTube, which is going to crush the quality of your footage. Uploading a very high quality source will help offset loss in quality. And as platforms and game storefronts improve their streaming quality, you'll have future-proofed yourself by making a high quality master from the outset. If you start by capturing low quality footage or render out a low quality finished video, it's going to hamper all the hard work you put into making a great VR trailer. High quality is, of course, an ever-changing concept given how people's screens and internet connections get better over time. As a general rule of thumb for 2025, I would personally aim for a 100 megabits per second capture and a 100 megabits per second final output file rendered at 4K. And again, this should all be at 60 frames per second.